So before start AWS code pipeline. So AWS code pipeline is a continuation delivery service. Okay, you can use to model or visualize and automate the steps required to release your software. Okay, so you can quickly model and configure the infrastructure and different stages of your software release process. So AWS code pipeline automates the steps required to release your software changes continuously. So if you are working in any organizations, we will develop some projects, right? We will develop some software. So daily developers will check in their code into some version control system. Okay, once they check in, we have to build that code and we have to deploy to different environments. Okay, let's say in a week or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, we will have a releases. Okay, once the release development is completed, we have to build the code and we have to deploy to the multiple environments. Okay, if we create a pipeline code pipeline service, if we use the AWS code pipeline service, we can do these steps automatically. Like, let's say suppose one developer checked in the code. Okay, so this pipeline will automatically initiate the build and it will run the tests and it will deploy to the specified environment. Okay, so let's say, so what we can do with the AWS code pipeline? So we can automate the release process and we can establish a consistent release process and speed up our delivery while improving quality. Okay, we can speed up the delivery also. Okay, use your favorite tools like different tools like GitHub or AWS code commit. Okay, and viewing progress at a glance, so we can see the status of the delivery, so where we are exactly, so we can check these all the statuses using the AWS code pipeline. Okay, so basically this is the AWS code pipeline workflow. Okay, so generally developers will check in their changes to GitHub or AWS code commit or different version control systems. Okay, so once developer checked in their code and automatically build will initiate. Okay, and once this build is changes are built and code is deployed and tested here, it is a steady staging environment, and once this staging is completed, next it will push to the production. Okay, once it is pushed to production, so customers will review the changes and they, based on their requirement they will test these functionalities and they will use the functionality in their real-time environments, and if any modifications or improvements are required, they will suggest, they will give ideas or requests, or they will, if any bugs, they will log the bugs, and again that request will receive the developers, and again will developers will do the work, and again they will check in the code. So this process will automatically trigger. Once the developer is checked in the code, it will automatically fire this entire cycle. So we no need to wait months and months. So we can directly deliver our functionality improvements or bugs within a days. Okay, let's coming to automate your release process means, so AWS code pipeline fully automates your release process from end to end. Okay, so starting from source repository to till your production. Okay, so what are the stages are there in this complete release process? We have to build it and we have to test it and we have to deploy it. So what are the stages it is covering? Build, test and deploy. So at this stage, if you want need any approval to deploy to some staging environment or production environment, also we can include them. So we can add a manual approval steps also. So we can prevent changes from moving through pipeline by including a source stage. Okay, so you can restrict them. Suppose if you don't want to move directly to the production, then you can put a check mark. Okay, so next establish a consistent. So define a consistent set of steps for every code change. So AWS code pipeline runs each stage of your release according to your criteria. So whatever criteria you have defined while creating a code pipeline, so it will execute those pipeline. It will execute those steps. Okay, and speed up delivery. So you can automate your release process to allow your developers to test and release code incrementally and speed up the release. Okay, so whenever we have a bug fixes or new features, if you want to give to the customers, okay, and use your favorite tools, like you can plug in your existing code and existing source and build it, deploy it. Tools like AWS CodeCommit or GitHub, or if you want to use different tools, AWS CodeDeploy is the one deployment service, and Elastic Bean service is the another deployment service. And in this, we can use the AWS CodeCommit, or we can use the GitHub, or other AWS services, AWS OpsWorks. These all services also we can use based on our requirement. And you can also review the real-time status of your pipelines. So you can check the status and what happening in the pipeline. Is there any stages are failed? Everything we can see in the pipeline. Okay. So next one is, so these are the concepts of the AWS code pipeline. So first one is the continuous delivery and integration with the AWS code pipeline. And next one is how the AWS code pipeline will works and how we can run a pipeline. So these are the concepts of a AWS code pipeline. So first one is continuous delivery and integration with the code pipeline. So AWS code pipeline is a continuous delivery service that automates your build and test and release deployment process of your software to production environment. Okay, so here we have to know about what is continuous delivery and what is continuous integration. Continuous delivery is a software development methodology. Okay, it is a software development methodology where the release process is automated. So every software change is automatically built. Every minor change, once developers checked in the code to source repository, so that will automatically build and tested and deploy to production. So before final push to production, we can put some restrictions. So like I want to approve the production deployment, I want to run different tests, I want to execute some business rules to deploy to my production environment. All these things we can configure in this. Okay, these all things will come under the continuous delivery. So every successful software change can be immediately released to a production. Suppose if you fix any critical bug, if any requested enhancements, we have to push them to production. So if there are no bugs, if all test cases are executed successfully, all are green, so we can directly deploy the code to production using this code pipeline. Okay. Next one is the continuous integration. Continuous integration is a development practice. Okay, software development best practices. So where team members can work in different systems and they can collaborate their work to different version control systems. Okay, they will daily do some modifications and they will checked in their code into version control systems, and at they will integrate their work into version control systems. So once they check the code into version control systems, we have to build that code and we have to test that code, right? So this is the continuous integration. Continuous delivery is it is an entire delivery of your software development, and continuous integration is a integrating the developer's code, and it will build and test it. That's it. It will not deploy the code to multiple environments. So continuous delivery, it will build and test and deploy to multiple environments based on our criteria. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so is it clear? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how AWS Code Pipeline works? So AWS Code Pipeline helps you to create and manage your release processes workflow. Okay, so a pipeline is a workflow of a construct that describes how software changes pick up from source, and how to build, and using which tool you want to build, and where you want to deploy in different there will be at different stages. So if you see this diagram, this is a one pipeline. Okay, so in this pipeline, we have two stages. In each stage, we will have one action, one minimum action. We can write different actions. Okay, number of actions based on the AWS code pipeline limitations. Okay, and once this stage is completed, we can trigger another stage. Okay, so we can. There are some limitations on this create a pipelines. We can find that limits here. So these are the number of pipelines per AWS account, maximum 20. So we can create a 20 pipelines for a AWS account. Okay, so number of stages in a pipeline. So minimum is 2 and max is 10. We can create a 10 stages in each pipeline. Okay, number of actions in a stage. So minimum is one action is required and maximum is 20 actions. We can write 20 actions till 20 actions in a stage. Okay, so number of custom actions per AWS account. So maximum is 20. So we have, whenever we are creating a AWS code pipeline, just look into these limitations on the AWS code pipeline. Okay. Okay, let me walk through one sample example. So let me log into the AWS Management Console. Okay, so I have logged into my AWS account. Okay, once log into your AWS account, if you want change, you can change the. Actually, we can find the limitations here where we can create the AWS code pipeline. So regions where you can create a code pipeline is you can create a US East and Virginia and Oregon and Ireland. Only these three regions only we have the support for this service, AWS code pipeline service. Okay, so I am changing to Virginia. Okay, So you can click on the services. So go to developers tools, okay, and click on the code pipeline. Okay, and then click on get started. So here pipeline name is code pipeline lab, and click on next. So here source provider, AWS code commit or Amazon S3 or a GitHub, which is your source provider. Okay, so here I am choosing the AWS code commit service. Okay, so it is asking the repository name. Okay, so AWS code commit lab is the repository name. So on the branch name, we have only one branch, master branch. So I'm choosing the master branch and click next. So here is the build stage. Okay, choose the build provider. So you can choose Solano, CI, or add Jenkins or no build. Okay, if you want to build your project, you can choose the. If you don't want to build, you can choose this no build. If you want to integrate with the Jenkins, you can click on here. So here you have to provide your Jenkins name and service server URL and project name. You have to provide here. Okay, currently I don't have the Jenkins installation, so I am choosing no build. Okay. So and then next step is deployment provider. So AWS OpsWorks, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, AWS CodeDeploy. These are the deployment services we have in the AWS. Okay, so right now I am using the AWS CodeDeploy. Okay, select this one and choose your application name here. So CodeDeploy lab is my application name, and this is the my deployment group. So if you have different groups, we can select them here. Okay, choose one of your existing deployment groups here. Okay, and then next step. So here we have to before creating a pipeline, we have to create role, or now itself also we can create a new role. Okay, so click on create role. So this is the IAM role. Create a, so here I am, role type is create a new IAM role. So and the role name is AWS code pipeline service. So you can see the view policy document. This is the policy document. Okay, and then click on allow. So it will automatically create the rule. So every time you no need to create the rule. Okay, for once you create the pipeline, this role, you no need to create a, whenever you are creating a new role. Okay, so now I have created a new role here. So I am selecting this one, and then next step. Okay, and this is the, it will store the artifact location in the S3. Okay, so and then click on create a pipeline. Okay, pipeline is created. So you can see, if you want to edit the pipeline, you can edit the pipeline here. Okay, so currently this is the pipeline. So it will automatically trigger the pipeline. So if you want to manually trigger, you can click on here, release change. Okay, release a change will detect the most recent change in each location configured in your source actions. Okay, so we have configured the sources AWS code commit. So it will automatically pick up the latest change from this AWS code commit, and it will run that change through the pipeline. Okay, so do you want to continue? Yes, release. So here you can see it is in progress. Okay, so build is successful. So this is the latest revision number, and it's taken, and it will automatically trigger this second stage. Yeah, it is already invoked through AWS CodeDeploy. So let me it is still in progress. Let me check the EC2 instances. One running instance, and I want to take this public DNS. Okay, this is the application previously we have deployed through AWS CodeDeploy. So now I am okay. Now deployment is succeeded. You can see again, refresh here. So there is no change. Okay, so I want to do some modifications in the code. So let me okay. Now let me go to AWS code commit. Okay, this is my AWS code commit repository. So take this your URL. Git clone and paste your repository URL. Already exists. Okay. So this is already exists. Okay. Okay. Now let me delete this one. Okay, I am cloning this repository. Okay, it is counting the objects. Okay, so checkout is completed successfully. So now let me go to this AWS code commit, and this is my website file. Okay, so this application was deployed using AWS CodePipeline CodeDeploy service. Okay, I have changed this code, and I am committing this code to master branch. Okay, modification for pipeline. Okay, click on commit and then push to master. Okay, it is pushed to master branch. Okay, it is completed. Now then go to AWS code commit, click on commits. You can see the recent commit modification for code pipeline. So this is the revision number for this commit. Okay, so you can go to AWS code pipeline. So this is the last deployed revision. So it will automatically initiate the build. See here, it is automatically checking the changes. This is the source configuration. Output format is my app, artifact name is my app, and branch name is master, and the repository is code commit lab. Okay, build is completed. So now this deployment process is started. You see there is no change. Okay, so if you once this process is completed, we can see the change. Okay, if you want to see the details, you can see the details here. So what are the events it is triggering? We can see the complete events here. So complete is success. Status it is showing succeeded. Okay, now go to here. It is still running here. So validate service. This is the event most recent. It is succeeded. So you can also see the what are the events it is triggered. So this is the event application start, download bundle, before install, after install, application started, application start, validate service. These all events we have discussed in the last session. In the AWS CodeDeploy service, we have discussed all these steps. Okay. So now this is succeeded. Now go to this website and refresh here. So you can see here this application was deployed using AWS CodePipeline with CodeDeploy service. Okay. So like this we can automate our deployment process using the AWS CodePipeline. Okay. So instead of this AWS CodeDeploy, we can use the Elastic Beanstalk also. Elastic Beanstalk or OpsWorks. Okay. So okay, let me do another modifications. So this is my first code pipeline example. Okay, and do commit. Okay, commit. Okay. Push to master. Okay, so you can go to AWS CodePipeline. So this is the last revision number. Okay, let me go to AWS Code Commit. Click on Commits. Okay, and yeah, latest version is B2 DB61. Okay, this change should be deployed in a minute. Okay, we cannot directly clone the AWS code commit repository. Okay, you have to set up the if you don't want to install the AWS command line client, you have to configure the SSH key. Okay, or otherwise, if you want to use the AWS command line client, you have to install the AWS code commit command line tool. Okay, so where we can download it, you can directly search on AWS client install, client for Windows or Linux. It is asking, so here you can download the 64-bit or 32-bit based on your OS architecture. Okay, once you download, it is for Windows it is a normal installation. So next. So once installation is done, okay, once installation is done, first we have to configure the command line. Can go to the command prompt. We can run the AWS. AWS is the command. Okay, so like if you to clone the Git repository, we are using the git clone and the GitHub URL, right? So git is the main root command of the git command line. So here AWS is the root command name for the AWS. Okay, so you can, if you want to get any help from the command line client, so AWS help or AWS, if you want to get help on particular command, you can write on that command and click on help. After that, help, AWS command help. Okay, so first step we have to run AWS configure. So it will ask you the some information like your IAM user and IAM user access key and security key and region where your AWS code commit is installed. So that region and what type of output format you want, JSON or XML. By default, you can take it as JSON. Okay. So these things are required to configure to clone your Git AWS code commit repository to your local system through HTTPS protocol. So if it is a SSH connection, you have to create a SSH connection using the command SSH. We have to generate some key that we can directly search on Google. If you are on Linux, it is better, or otherwise, if you already installed the Git command line client, in Git bash. If you install the Git installer, so you will see the Git bash here. So you can directly launch the Git bash, and here you can run the keygen. Sorry. In this link, you can see how we can generate the SSH key. Okay, so using this command, we can generate the SSH key. Okay, let me SSH key gen. So it will ask you it is generating the public or private key. So it will ask you so where you want to store your private key file. So by default, it will take this location. So C users srinivasrao.m is my user home directory. So till this is my user home directory. In that user home directory, we will have a .ssh, and in that it will automatically create a id_rsc file. So if you want to change this file and location, we have to specify the path. Okay. So once it is created, it will create a public and private key. So we have to take this is my user home. You can see the .ssh. Sorry. So it will generate the public key and private key. So you have to open that public key and go to your AWS code commit page. Not AWS code commit. IAM. So we have to go to IAM management console and click on users, select any particular user, and in the bottom we have a upload SSH public key. So you can click on that upload public SSH key. So here you have to paste your public key and then upload, so that you can clone the AWS code commit repository without installing the AWS command line client. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? So let me refresh this. So this change also deployed. This is my first code pipeline example. Okay, so like this we can do some modifications and commit to the repositories. So it will AWS CodePipeline will automatically trigger the event, and it will fetch the changes, latest changes, and it will build and it will deploy to the specified environment. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, if you want to edit the release, so you can click on edit, and if you want to add more stages, you can add more stages here. Okay, so if you want to rename, change the source repository, you can change the source. Okay, so if you want to need approval, we can put an approval here. Okay, let me. So in the source actions is source priority is AWS code commit, the repository name here. So if you want to change the output app name, you can change this output artifact name, and if you want to change the action category, so if you need a approval, you can put an approval. Okay. So so I want to change this one, and giving this is my output artifact name. Okay. And before save this one, let me show you the artifacts in the S3. Okay. So let me take you to the S3. So this is the one one artifact is created here. CodePipeline lab. So here my app. See here, this is created at August 8th. See here, 9:28, 9:29, and 9:41 and 9:35. So these are the outputs. These are the artifacts of our deployment. So you can download this one and you can extract this one. You can see the exact what files are there in this output. Okay. So let me update this stage. Okay, I have updated. If you want to revert, you can revert this change. Okay. So I want to edit this one. So here I need action category. Let me cancel this one. So add another stage. So enter the stage name, approval, and the action category is approval. And the application name is action name. Manual approval. Deployment. Action name is deployment. And this is topic error. So manual approval. So we have created so we have to create the SNS service. In the previous session we have created a SNS. So in the previous session we have discussed how we can create a SNS service. So let me go to mobile services, SNS. Okay, so we have to create the topic first. So if you want to see the existing topics, there are no topics right now. So create a new topic. So the topic name is change. Okay, and display name also change detect. So it will allow only 10 characters. Okay, change. Okay, create a topic. Okay, now go to here. Just refresh this one. So here it is populating the SNS topic. So and if you want to give the enter a URL for review, so you can enter a URL here. Okay, these two are optional. Okay, so I am not giving anything. So just save it and done. So save pipeline changes. So your pipeline will be changed. Okay, save and continue. So input artifact bundle my app in action SIT is not declared as output artifact bundle in any of the preceding actions. There are no preceding actions, right? Let me change to my account. Save pipeline. Okay, it is updated. Okay, let me do another modifications. Added approval. Okay, and commit this change. Commit to master. Approval. Commit and then push. Okay. Okay, it is pushed to AWS code commit. Now check this. AWS code commit and commits. So this is the recent commit. Okay, let me go to see here the one stage is extra stage is added here. Previously we have only source and beta stages. Now we have another stage here. So this stage is approval. Okay. So this was initiated. The build stage is initiated. So once this is completed, so it will send in notifications to SNS. So in the SNS we have to approve that request. Okay, this one is completed. Now execution select. Okay, so waiting for approval. So you can click on review and give some comments and approve. So if you see here subscriptions, okay, I didn't configure any subscriptions for this topic, so that's why I didn't get any notifications to this one. So here it is stopped. Okay, let me proceed. Okay, approve it. So once approval is done, so next it will initiate this approve. Okay, next it will initiate this one. So this is last deployed 17 minutes ago. Now it is triggered again. Okay. Okay, it is still in progress. You can see the details here. So click on events. So all are done. So just go to this website and refresh. So added approval. Okay, so change was deployed. So like this we can create a pipeline and we can add multiple stages in the pipeline, and we can put some approvals, and we can do we can add stages, different stages. In each stage we can write maximum 20 actions. So what are the actions you want to? So if just take you to the edit. Okay, so you can see, so if you want to add a stage, you can click on stage, so it will add a stage. If you want to delete it, you can delete it. Okay, so if you want to edit the existing action, you can edit here. Okay, so in each stage we can write multiple actions. Okay, is it clear? I hope it is clear to everyone.